Today we're going to be talking about a YouTuber by the name of Iman Gadzhi. He made a podcast clip where he claims that veganism won't really last 30 years. I'm not familiar with him or his content, but obviously he mentioned the word, the killer word. You never mention it. Don't say vegan in a video, otherwise vegans are going to make YouTube videos about you. It seems he tries to make the classic videos catered to men, trying to get them to be successful, be motivational in some way. But then he says some kind of weird stuff that makes me a bit suspicious of his views. You're gonna hear them here, and they're gonna sound kind of unrelated to the title of that video. But somehow, yeah, he does get to veganism.
So get on with it.
What do you think about the metaverse then?
Yeah, long story short, I hate the metaverse. It's just another thing to keep people enslaved, as I said, especially men. If you want to destroy society, destroy men. Over-sexualize men. Some of the greatest civilizations and societies have fallen because of over-sexualization. And yeah, as I said, that's why you've got men who are, masturbating multiple times a day. And then they're masturbating multiple times a day, and then they're having their, soy almond frappuccino, and then they're doing and it's just, and then they're sitting down and they're having their nice vegan plant-based meal, which is another one of the biggest farces on earth.
I don't know what he really thinks here. Like, does he think that if you eat exclusively plant-based that men will be feminized? I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say. It sounds like he has some sort of idea of what a vegan man would look like. If that is the case, do we have to appeal to modern ideas of masculinity right now? What about conscious muscle? Nick Squires, Patrick Baboumian, Nima Delgado, Ryback? Are these guys all having a secret side of dog meat? Is that what's happening? If he is under the impression that men are being feminized, or he mentioned being over-sexualized, you have to show something about veganism that inherently garners those outcomes. Otherwise, he's simply talking out of his bumhole. So he also says that one of the biggest farces on earth are vegan meals.
And then they're sitting down and they're having their nice vegan plant-based meal, which is another one of the biggest farces on earth.
I don't know either.
And by the way, as I said, the easiest thing for me to do to sort of dispel a vegan is here's the issue. The only people I find who are vegans are people who grew up in New York or London or major cities, right?
Dispel a vegan. I don't think he knows what that word means. Also, hi, nice to meet you. I spent a lot of my childhood years living in a rural area. I have also in my later years, I'm elderly, but as I've grown up and I realized, oh yeah, no relevant moral difference between humans and other animals. That would mean, we can confine them and, butcher them up into sandwiches. When I realized that, I started really looking at farms, and I've filmed a lot of conditions of a lot of farms, some of which is in documentaries like Land of Hope and Glory, and it ends up in documentaries and shocks people because confining animals who are seen as products and have a scheduled death date often leads to bad experiences for these animals.
They've never been to a farm before. I grew up on a farm, not for much of my life, but I can tell you, please tell me, 9 months a year, where am I gonna get my vegetables from? When it's negative 12 degrees in Russia, where's my vegetables?
Yeah, you don't need to grow up on a farm to know that there are various ways a given country can get foods that they might not be able to grow all of the time. Has this guy not heard of technological advancements like transportation and things like indoor farming that allow places to grow things that otherwise wouldn't be able to really be grown in that location?
Exactly. You can't eat these things 9 months, 8-9 months a year.
And yeah, I'm not familiar with Russia. I've never been to Russia, and Russia's a massive place, so I don't know what specific part of Russia he's referring to, but I'm pretty sure Russia has access to plant foods all year round. And it'd be weird if they don't, because a lot of their staple foods apparently have plant foods in them. So how could these foods be staple while actually not even being available 6 to 9 months a year? Doesn't make sense, really. It's not adding up. No, it's not, is it? And by the way, if you live in a snowy climate, ethics don't exist. This just did. They just don't matter. You can just do what you want. I think Iman might be talking out of his bumhole again, which is so impressive because this is such a short clip.
So 8-9 months a year, if we go back tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, what are you gonna eat?
So the way he's trying to dispel a vegan is hypothetically putting a vegan in a situation 10,000 years ago. Okay, 10,000 years ago, the way we viewed ethics was incredibly different. Often if there were a dispute between two humans, it could lead in the death of one of them. Could you imagine now someone being upset that someone else has been assaulted? And Iman just going up to them and going, mate, don't be nonsensical, okay? What would have happened 10,000 years ago? When you had a problem, you just killed each other. Good one, Iman. Good one.
You know, if we go back tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, what are you gonna eat? Animals. That's it.
He sounds like he thinks all humans ate 10,000 years ago were animals. Does he not know, like, the energy requirement? I mean, I know he's in this privileged position where he gets someone else to do his dirt work for him and kill these animals. But for our distant ancestors, if they were hunting, it's something that's quite a power-intensive exercise for someone to do. There's evidence that often our ancestors had kind of a mix of vegetables and then animals as well. So it seems like when we had access to plant foods, we ate the plant foods. Have an abundance of access to plant foods now as well, so just eat the food, man. It's so funny as well. This is coming from a guy who made a video about how he made millions. I think it was like $10 million in 2021. And he's really like crying over the concept of not having access to food. You got more money than my entire family combined.
So for me, you know, man, it's...
And why can't vegans just be vegan and get on with it? Why do they have to ram it down your throat?
Why can't you have an ethical stance and then only do it yourself, even if you see others around you like engaging in the thing that actually goes against your ethics? Like, why would you not just keep it to yourself? Ideas and opinions are, you know, important, and they're really good to spread, you know, and work out what's the best opinion, what is most grounded and substantiated in reality. And yeah, if someone finds killing someone wrong, it's gonna be wrong to them typically, even if they're not the ones doing it. I think murder's wrong. I'm going to tell people I think murder's wrong and that they shouldn't do it either. It's not just gonna be me going, oh, well, I'm personally not gonna murder anyone. I don't really mind if anyone else murders others, but like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill a person. Hell no. You do you though, honey. Okay.
Because it's people get their you know, self-importance from a myriad of different things. And by the way, I'm no better. There's things in my life where I get my self-worth from, and I get self-importance, and I've even recognized that, and it's a Achilles heel.
Though some people do adopt certain labels like vegan to appear a certain way, if you're viewing it the way Iman is, then you're completely making it about yourself and forgetting the victims. Oh, shock horror. In a conversation about veganism, the interests of the animals barely get a mention. Oh, I'm shocked. Dude, wow, I didn't see that one coming. There's nothing important or special about seeing injustice and saying, oh, no, I'm not gonna engage in that. Like, that's bare minimum. No special brownie for you. And definitely no special brownie for Iman, because he's actively engaging in these rights violations.
Right? So I'm no better person for getting my self-importance from something in my life than they are from getting their self-worth or their self-importance from veganism. It's not, they're no worse than me. I'm equally as bad. It's just, you know, I guess if you get your self-importance from something, it's one thing getting your self-importance from something. The other thing is just...
Sorry. So sorry to cut in, mate, but say we have two people in a room, person A and person B. Let's keep it nice and simple. They're basically identical in their entire life history, in their viewpoints, but one of them, person A, decides every Wednesday that he's going to pay a man to go kill a dog for him just so he can have a dog steak. Are you really going to tell me they're equally as bad as each other? Or are you saying, nah, man, why are you paying someone to kill a dog though?
Unless you're asked, try not to ram it down other people's throats.
Yeah.
Says the guy who rams his convenience preference down the throats of animals who were probably gassed, probably had their throat slit, bolt gunned in the head, all of whom were at an incredibly young age, had their life cut short, and probably didn't feel wind on their face until they were being sent off to slaughter. I can't actually think of something more physically forceful than scheduling someone's death date for them. The irony, the choice of words is so painfully ironic.
So I think they'd get the message over a whole lot better if they're not ramming it down your throat. That's my personal opinion.
I'd love to hear these guys give an example of what it would look like to not be ramming it down someone's throat. Because you heard it from Iman. He said that unless you're asked about it, don't ram it down anyone's throats.
Unless you're asked, try not to ram it down other people's throats. Yeah.
But I can think of so many examples where someone brings something up into conversation and they talk about it without being asked, when they're not ramming it down someone's throat. It seems like they're just incredibly sensitive around the topic and just don't want it brought up because it makes them feel a certain way. Which was weird because he began this small clip by talking about weak men, yet he's scared of opinions. What's that all about? You're allowed to give your shitty opinion. Why can't a vegan come along and give their opinion? Which you might think is also shitty, but at least we can substantiate it and is actually consistent with a worldview that isn't completely absurd.
You know, I think in the next 10, 20, 30 years, there's going to be a lot less vegans because, you know...
They're going to all die?
No, because you...
lack of protein.
Lack of protein. I didn't see that one coming. Did anyone bring their carnist bingo card? Because we've done quite well in this really short clip.
Yeah. No. But
Are they going to die from that?
Oh, they're going to die. Tell me another one. No, I haven't heard that one before. Please tell me another one. I could tell you're a funny guy.
Actually, you don't know, do you?
It's fine for the first 6 months. It's fine for the first 12 months. But once you start getting into year 4, 5, 6, 7, it gets really bad.
Shock horror. Someone making a claim and not backing it up with evidence. It gets really bad. What does that even mean?
And all you need to do is ask a dentist, by the way. Ask a dentist, who are your worst patients, the ones with the worst teeth? It's always vegans.
I literally think people are going on about vegans and dentists because Liver King spouted some bullshit about vegans needing dentists, but where's the literature showing, you know, bad dental health associated with veganism? And you seem like a prime anecdote enjoyer, so let me just tell you, I was really scared to go to dentists. I don't like the sounds of dentists, the noises, you know what I mean, like the not a fan. But I finally went, okay, I did go, and they were really happy with me, all healthy, and I've been vegan for 8 years. So it's a wonder really that they're still in my mouth. But yeah, like that was very short-lived, but jam-packed with so much nonsense. It's amazing. I don't know how he managed to do that. He's a much bigger YouTuber than I am, so I doubt that, you know, this would ever even be seen by him. But if he does see this, I would love to have a conversation with you about veganism, see if you really can hold up your claims, if you're being consistent with your position, if it actually aligns with your morals. I have this sneaking suspicion that it doesn't, and that you wouldn't accept this for every single species of animal. So you'd have to establish a morally relevant difference between humans and other animals that would justify stabbing some of them, exploiting some of them. I want to know what it is about chickens, cows, pigs, and a few other animals that makes it suddenly okay to reap their lives from them. I'd love to know what that's all about. But anyway, I've been Vegan Gaze, providing you with that vegan content so you don't go deficient. Okay, or have to worry about the dentist or anything like that. Okay, all these worries that we have as vegans. You know, after a few years, 6 months, gets really bad. And I'll tell you, it will get really bad if you don't smash that like button. That's what Iman told me anyway. But yeah, I do hope you're well. And until next time, salads. I will see you soon.